Hello guys, it's shox. I hope you are doing well. We're gonna talk today about a hot topic. Twistzz is coming back to FaZe. So yeah, unfortunately, it's probably, even if it's not confirmed yet, maybe at the time we are speaking, it's getting confirmed. It might be in the Rain shoes. So of course, we're all gonna miss Rain, and it's gonna be like something really big for all FaZe fans, I believe, because Rain was here like since years, you know, he's part of the club, he's part of the organization. It's gonna be actually weird to see FaZe without Rain name. But getting back Twistzz is actually a monster move. I feel like it's actually really hard to not be hyped from that. And we're gonna talk about like what are they winning, what are they losing. Little spoilers, they basically are on the winning line all the way. But it's actually interesting to see how it can actually impact FaZe that much. So let's see that together. So first, when we're gonna talk about Twistzz, okay, that guy, that beautiful guy, right? You have to remember, and I do have to remember, that when actually Twistzz is leaving FaZe, it was in December in 2023, and back then FaZe was actually #1. Yeah. It's actually crazy how time can fly, because even myself, when I was checking this statistic, I was like, seriously, there was #1? It was like ages that FaZe were not like in the top 5 team, you know. But no, it's just the fact that actually the time goes too fast. And then Twistzz decided to leave. From that information, FaZe is at the moment as we are speaking, I believe they're top 10. Yeah, they're top 10. So basically, since Twistzz left, this is something that FaZe didn't manage to fill up, you know. Frozen actually went into like Twistzz shoes, and since he joined FaZe, I feel like did amazing, and he's definitely like a part of FaZe and one of the best players in the team. But the fact that even if Frozen was always like performing, something is missing in FaZe since Twistzz left in 2023. So the interesting fact is that Frozen and Twistzz, I'm not sure if they already played together. I'm not so sure, I didn't actually verify, but for sure they didn't play in FaZe together. And I'm not even sure they play in a team together. And I feel like these two guys can actually be a deadly duo. Because before Frozen joined, Twistzz was really insane in FaZe, okay? When Twistzz left, Frozen is actually really good in FaZe as well. Now imagine these two guys reunited into the same organization, playing in the same team. I think it can be like a really deadly duo if Twistzz can actually get back to his old form when he was playing with FaZe. This is definitely scary. Also, you have to take in consideration that for now, Jacob is now playing at his best level for sure. He's only 21 years old. He's just going back into an organization that has been like, I would say like, trying to find their way to actually play CS together, and them being like really struggling with Elise, you know, they actually faced a lot of problems. You could even see like in the vlogs they were doing on YouTube. So he didn't join, I would say, the team in like the best scenarios and on the best timing. But I believe that with Twistzz actually going back, he's gonna hype up all the team dynamic, all the teammates, and it's probably gonna help him performing better individually. Now imagine that you have the deadly duo of Frozen and Twistzz. Brocky, since he actually like get a little bench, you know, because of he needed that, and since he came back from his break, I'm the first guy who is actually really impressed about how good he came back, you know. Normally when a player is getting a little bench like that, it's not so sure how he will come back. But that bench was probably one of the best things that actually happened to Brocky. And since then, he has been performing so well. So now, imagine Frozen, Twistzz, Brocky in that situation, and Jacob coming, like, trying to stepping up because of this team dynamic. So overall, FaZe is definitely winning a lot of firepower for all this actually information, just getting back from Twistzz. So yes, it might be only Twistzz, but because of Twistzz, actually, all the team can actually be way better. Also, when you take in consideration that since Twistzz left, FaZe had been struggling and went from #1 to #10, it means that it's not only about firepower, because they had Frozen, they had Elise, but it's also a fact that you can imagine that Twistzz had a voice. I think it's really easy to imagine that when you know that just after, when he went to Liquid, he was actually taking the leader in-game role, which I would say show that he was speaking a lot in FaZe, having some ideas, trying to maybe to code it to help karrigan with some codes and stuff. So that voice, since he left, had been missed in FaZe for sure. It's kind of the same with G2. Well, it's just one blast now, of course. But when Nico left G2, you could see that someone definitely left G2 as well. And it was really hard for G2 to come back before they do these roster changes. It's kind of the same with Twistzz. And I think that voice had been missed way too much. And getting also that voice back in FaZe gonna help them on a lot of different aspects. Can be CT, can be T-side, can be mid-round or whatever. But what you want in the best teams overall is you want at least 2 or 3 players to have like a voice, because you can't always rely on your team captain in your in-game leader, because he can't always have insane IDs every round or some codes mid-rounds and stuff. It's really hard, you know. It depends about like communication and your vibe overall. So yeah, definitely it will help. We can also talk about the cohesion. When you look at the FaZe vlog that I saw honestly the past few months, you could see that the cohesion was definitely like not there, you know. I don't know if it was because of Elish or because of anyone else, but every time they were speaking in front of the camera, you could see that there was definitely something bad in the cohesion, you know. Not saying they don't like each other, but more like, yeah, something had hit the bottom too much that they don't have any more ideas and they don't know how to do it. And when you have a guy that you won with, in one big event with, and he was your friend, and he's coming back, like it can actually erase all this, I would say, like negative stuff that you can have in your mind, and you can just build something new only from the positive things. So it could actually change the whole dynamic from FaZe. And talking about these big firepower they're gonna have, so Twistzz, Frozen, Proki, and Jacob, that guy, that mastermind, karrigan, 35 years old, probably gonna play till maybe 40 or 45, what do you think? He always had been, I would say, really comfortable with playing with strong individuality players, because he knows how to use the power of a player. So the more firepower you can give to karrigan, the more his team can actually be good, because he is the guy who knows how to use a player. So getting back Twistzz is actually also a win scenario for karrigan. For the reason we say is about the voice comms and stuff, but not only, because you also winning like more firepower, so it will actually give more freedom maybe to some individualities, and this is how karrigan love to lead his team. Now we have to talk about the danger, of course, the risk. What are the risks for FaZe, right? The risks for FaZe, I would say, are multiple. You don't have that much, but the first thing that comes to my mind is that reheating is not always working as we could hope, you know? In sports history, in esports history, even in couple history, you know, about the love, it's not because you were happy when you left together 1, 2, 3 years ago, then when you're gonna reunite, everything is gonna be so smooth and you're gonna be happy again. In a lot of scenarios, in many scenarios, actually, it is not working. And you're still giving time because you believe that what you did a few years ago, you can do it again, and there is no reason why. But, you know, with the time, people change, mind change, player change, everything change. And sometimes what could have worked like 1 or 2 years ago doesn't mean actually it's gonna work again today. So this is the first risk for FaZe. Second risk is, now that Twistzz came back, he had been in-game leading for some times now, right? When he left FaZe, he was a player. He became an in-game leader, and now he's coming back as a leader. I've been in that scenario, and when you were a leader and you're coming back to a player, it's not always easy, because you actually took a lot of habits that an in-game leader have. Talking a lot, always thinking about the next round, always thinking about what you can do, preparing the matches, a lot of stuff. When you are a player, you think less and you need more firepower. And sometimes it's actually hard to go in. I feel like it's easier to go from player to leader in-game than when you have been leading to coming back as a player, because you need to change your mind, and it's actually not as easy as you could think. So there is definitely like a middle ground, I would say, to find with karrigan, because Twistzz is probably gonna talk a lot, because he has been now used to as an IGL. So this is the second risk for FaZe. And this is the only two risks I have right now, because Twistzz is going to need to get back comfortable as a player while still trying to help his team with his voice, but not going too much and over karrigan, which can be a bit tricky, and I guess they will need some time to adjust it. So now, what are the positive things, right? First, they will be really happy to actually meet again, because they loved the time they played together, and the cohesion in a team is the most important thing if you want to perform. And this is what FaZe was lacking. So now that they're getting back Twistzz, the cohesion is gonna be better, so the team can only do better. That's the first thing. Second thing, actually, it might actually create a new dynamic for the team, because if that big guy actually leaves, I mean, you know, you have been playing in a team that whoever leave or join, that guy was always there. And now, if that guy actually is not there again, it cannot be like a fresh start for the team, but not only the team, for the organization, for the club itself, and like getting away everything that is with Rain, which was like totally nice and fine, you know, but maybe a fresh start about what can we achieve now, you know, when you have such a legendary player as him stepping back, then there is like a before Rain and an after Rain, you know, and the after Rain can actually maybe be even better. At the moment we are speaking, they are top 10 in the world ranking on ShellTV, 11 on VRS. I won't be surprised to see them like getting close to the top 5 before the end of the year. There could be like a lot of hype towards them, and they can actually like capitalize on it, you know. The timing can be really interesting, because they could actually maybe use honeymoon till the major, when September honeymoon usually actually can last up to 2 to 3 months. So, you know, it could work, you know, and if they manage to actually get into that honeymoon and just to capitalize on it, till the major, FaZe could actually do a really insane performance at the major. Who knows? I don't know what you guys think about it, but I'm really hype, right? FaZe up? Let me know in the comments. FaZe is getting back for the major this year.